Good afternoon, everyone. Hasn't this been a great ALTA One? Before he skates off to enjoy a year of less travel, fewer phone calls, and hopefully more time with his family, I want to thank Steve Day for his service to the ALTA Board of Governors and our industry. Steve is a tremendous professional and has a perspective that we value greatly on our board. We appreciate your dedication and passion, Steve, and present you with this small token of appreciation.
That's great.
Thank you.
All right, now come in.
Many wonderful ALTA leaders have come before me. It's humbling to take the gavel as your next ALTA president. So, how did I get here? I attended my first ALTA meeting in 2010. I joined ALTA right after that and became active. Any one of you in the audience could be on this stage in the future. Show up, engage, speak up, tell your story. This is such an exciting experience for me and an honor for my law firm to be represented throughout the country. My home state of South Carolina benefits as well. I'm proud to be the first ALTA president from South Carolina and the youngest female leader we've ever had. In order to fully enjoy this experience, I need to thank a few people that will help make this next year possible. First off, my beautiful kids, Durham and Emily Grace. They are my pride and joy. Emily Grace traveled here with my mom, Kay Durham, and my sister, Catherine McGregor, all the way from South Carolina. Unfortunately, Durham was not able to make the trip with us, but I'm so thankful that they were able to come and celebrate with me. I'm also thankful for my brother, who couldn't be here this week. My family has always been so supportive of me. I'm very lucky to have them, and I love them all. Additionally, I want to thank my two law partners, Gary Pickren and Rex Casterline, who are also here with us today. Almost 4 years ago, the three of us jumped off a cliff together and started our law firm, Blair Cato. In that short time, we've grown from an office with 6 lawyers and 16 staff to 2 offices with 12 lawyers and 28 staff. As much as Rex and Gary drive me crazy, and I'm sure I do them too, they are like brothers to me, and I wouldn't want to be in business with anybody else. They support me and my considerable time commitment to ALTA. Finally, I need to thank the rest of the team at Blair Cato, who hopefully are at home watching this live video from South Carolina. I'm able to stand on this stage today because of their hard work and dedication. We have built a strong law firm that can weather any storm, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to introduce the broader industry to the amazing work we do in South Carolina. I'm privileged to stand on this stage that has seen industry giants like Kara Dietering, Ann Anastasi, and Diane Evans lead us into the future. Women are a powerful force in this industry. I think we're underserved in many ways, and I'm calling on each of you here and at home to step up and get involved in ALTA this year. Many of you may have heard me refer to the trifecta. It actually started off as the trifecta of awesomeness, but we shortened it. The trifecta consists of myself and 2 of my very best friends, Lisa Steele and Nicole Plath, who are leaders in their own companies in this industry. But the trifecta is more than the 3 of us. It includes Kara, Ann, and Diane, whom I mentioned before. It also includes wonderful ladies like my dear friend Shauna Cardello, the very first friend I made at ALTA, and my fellow board members Mary O'Donnell and Maureen Pfaff. The friendships you build here are amazing. The network exists for all of us, so use it. As some of you may know, I'm a huge music fan. This next song is in the list of my top 10 favorite songs of all times, mainly because Mark Knopfler does make his guitar cry and sing. I wanted to incorporate some of my favorite songs today, and at the beginning of this track, Dire Straits sings, "You feel all right when you hear the music ring." For so many of us here in the room, we're all right when we're in our comfort zone. And our comfort zone is this industry that we love. I got involved in ALTA to make a difference and network with the broader industry. I encourage each of you to let ALTA be your comfort zone. Let ALTA be your familiar place to meet friends, network with vendors that can change your business, and learn about the trends that affect your bottom line. Getting involved doesn't have to mean a financial investment or travel or long periods away from your office. You can make an impact locally. You can grow and learn and gain leadership skills and experiences in your own company. The metamorphosis of our industry and trade association has been tremendous, and I'm excited for the future. Earlier this week, Steve talked about our values and the importance of telling our story in an impactful way. Getting the masses to understand who we are and what we do is a challenge, but we have to overcome it. ALTA can help, but we must do it ourselves too. There are many states that we still need more representation and participation as an industry. If you're in this room and you're from or do business in Arizona, California, Florida, Illinois, New Mexico, or New York, we need you. If you have friends or colleagues in those states, we need them. This is your chance to make an impact. Speaking of states, as I approached a milestone birthday, which happens to be today, I challenged myself to finish checking off a visit to all 50 states before I turned 50. When I started the challenge about 3 years ago, I still had about half the states left to visit. As I traversed the country, many of these trips were made possible because of my position on the ALTA Board of Governors, and I'm grateful for those opportunities. I am pleased to say that as I rolled into the Kansas Land Title Association convention in August with my daughter Emily Grace by my side, I had officially checked off all 50 states. I wanted my year of meeting my hashtag 50 by 50 goal to be an exciting journey and not a passive milestone in my life. I want your ALTA One journey not to end after the fun is over in LA. You have to participate. Telling your story isn't easy. Asserting influence is an active sport, and I'm asking you to join us. When I first got involved at ALTA, I was on the Education Committee and Title Council, sitting in rooms with extremely intelligent, brave, and committed industry professionals. And when it was my turn to speak, I made my voice heard. You must speak up. Sell yourself. Sell your story. My story started back in South Carolina. My dad was a commercial real estate broker, so real estate's in my blood. Growing up, all I wanted to do was be a singer. In fact, I wanted to skip college and try my luck on Broadway, but my dad said, had to get a college education first. After a visit to Florida State, I knew I'd found home. The good-looking guys and excellent weather sure helped, but the fact that it had been voted the #1 party school in the nation that year solidified my decision. I'd like to tell you that from there, my path was set and I had a clear vision that led me here today. No, that didn't happen. I was studying voice, but realized to actually major in voice, you have to study theory and other things that I didn't really want to do, so I quickly knew that wasn't my future. I ended up majoring in multinational business and then decided to go to law school. I thought that I wanted to be an international business lawyer, but I ended up clerking for a small real estate law firm. After finishing law school early, I went back and got an international MBA and lived in Chile while doing an internship with a large telecom company. Then, I was a criminal litigator for a few years, which, although very interesting, was not what I wanted to do long term. Eventually, I landed back at a firm and fell back into this phenomenal industry. I think many of us have a story like this. None of us left for school and thought, you know, protecting property rights sure is on my bucket list. Sometimes our path to this moment involves defying the odds. We've talked a lot this week about defying convention. Sometimes defiance is looking into the face of adversity and not backing down. For others, it's being willing to take on the challenges, face the hard stuff. I couldn't work a little music into the speech without honoring the phenomenal late, great Aretha Franklin. She is my absolute favorite female singer of all time. If you are not a fan, go home and listen to some of her old gospel songs. She will take you to church, and if you don't come back a fan, you have no soul. I was going to work a chain of title joke into the here, but I'll let it go for now. Later on, Aretha sings in the song about being a link in the chain and every chain having a weak link. Well, we're all links in this industry, and we can't afford to have parts of our chain be weak. We're a strong industry, and we have to continuously prepare for what's next. We've dealt with a lot of change in the past few years, and we have more hard stuff headed our way. Market disruptors, misinformed decision makers, industry bad apples, and economic struggles. Another downturn in the housing industry will happen, And while we hope it's not as extreme as before, we should prepare today. Growing up, my father instilled in my siblings and me the importance of planning ahead. There were years when my father knocked it out of the park financially, but instead of living extravagantly, my dad would plan for the inevitable lean cycles that real estate brings. We don't need to be fearful of these market shifts. We should anticipate them. I know we can overcome these obstacles. We can defy convention. I'm excited for the next year. This certainly won't be a boring presidency, not that any of them are. I'm sure that when Diane Evans first joined the ALTA Board of Governors, she never thought that a major regulatory change like TRID would be her legacy. I have been known to add a little flair to any project I'm involved with, which you may be able to tell by my shoes. I plan to bring the same energy and enthusiasm to my ALTA presidency. I'm most excited to have the opportunity to meet and enjoy new friends throughout the industry over the next year. I look forward to better explaining how disruptors like remote online notarization can be used to our advantage. I'm happy to say that the board has approved a digital closing committee, which will elevate the work of the Remote Online Notarization Task Force to provide more digital resources to our members. I want more ALTA members to understand what's available to them. I want the agents with 1 or 2 staff members to know about the talent resources, the business improvement education, the best practices tools, and marketing ideas ALTA can provide to make their lives easier. Like in previous years, your ALTA Board of Governors has met to develop strategic priorities for the association over the next year, and I'm excited to share them with you today. First off, we're focused on protecting your customers' money. Wire transfer fraud isn't going anywhere, and we have to continue to adapt to this challenge. We're maintaining a focus on communicating our benefits and using tools like the Homeowner Outreach Program to enhance the online presence of our title companies. Also, ensuring the relevancy on the secondary market is important. As the federal government moves closer and closer to the reform of the government-sponsored enterprises like Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, they need to clearly understand the benefits of title insurance to responsibly manage risk and provide value. The Our Values program will continue to evolve to serve as our industry's culture compass, highlighting our best attributes and reflecting our professional strength. And we'll be planning for change, lots of change. This particular priority is so timely and important for our members. Regardless of the company location, shape, size, or scope, planning for change affects all of us. Our talent committee will provide real value to our members, especially our agent members, as they work to increase workforce skills, knowledge, and experience. The ALTA registry and best practices will continue to help us show what we do to remain compliant and transparent for our real estate customers and partners. And finally, we'll plan for changes in innovation, efficiency, and technology. ALTA will strengthen its ability to be your resource for information and education on the latest changes that will affect your business tomorrow and 10 years from now. How many of you remember the show Ally McBeal? Anybody remember that show? It was a dumb TV show in the mid-90s about a young female lawyer. But I was a young female lawyer in the mid-90s, so I could relate. In the pilot, her therapist told her to find a theme song. I was litigating in the early stages of my career, and when I would be in trial, I would psych myself up with this theme song. All right. Before I break into the entire song, let's wrap this up. Be a live wire for our industry this year. Light a fire in your market to build stronger relationships and allow your business to thrive. Find your theme song. It's going to be a big year. I know your ALTA board and I are up for the challenge. Are you? Let's go defy.